Hi, boys and girls. Welcome back. It is Read Aloud time. I've been slacking a little bit on this, and I need to get caught up. So we're going to do chapter 15 and 16. Happy Mother's Day to all those moms out there. I'm hoping you're having a great day. This is called the electric chair. Here we go. To say that the Buckman doorbell rang would be inaccurate. Something had happened to that bell. Its inner workings had become twisted, warped, confused, so that instead of emitting a pleasant ding-dong or bong, the doorbell now sent an angry, window-shattering, you guessed the wrong answer on a game show kind of buzz through the whole entire Buckman house. To Flora, the doorbell sounded like an electric chair. Now that she had ever heard of an electric chair, but she had read about an electric chair in Terrible Things Can Happen to You. That particular installment of the comic had not contained any advice other than that it would be best to avoid getting to a place in your life where you might have to face the electric chair and any noises it was capable of making. Flora had found it to be a vaguely threatening and not at all useful use of terrible things. "That's your father," said Flora's mother. "He rings that doorbell to make me feel angry and guilty." The doorbell buzzed and crackled again. "See," said her mother. Flora didn't see. How could one person ringing a doorbell make another person feel angry or guilty? It was ridiculous. But then, just about everything that Flora's mother said or wrote sounded faintly ridiculous to Flora. For example, on Feathered Wings of Joy, since when did joy have feathered wings? "Don't just stand there, Flora Bell. Go open the door. Let him in. He's your father. He's here to see you, not me." The electric chair knell of the doorbell sounded through the house again. "For the love of Pete," said her mother. "What is he doing? Leaning on the thing? Go let him in, Flora, would you?" Flora walked slowly through the dining room and into the living room. She shook her head in amazement. Upstairs, in her room, there was a squirrel who could lift a vacuum cleaner over his head with one paw. Upstairs in her room, there was a squirrel who could type. Holy bagumba, thought Flora. Things are going to change around here. We're going to be vanquishing villains left and right. She smiled, a very large smile. The doorbell gave another outraged sizzle. Flora was still smiling when she unlocked the door and opened it wide. Chapter 16 is called Victims of Extended Hallucinations. It was not her father at the front door. It was Tootie. "Tootie Tickman," said Flora. Tootie stepped through the door and into the living room, and then she stopped. Her eyes widened. "What in the world?" she said. Flora didn't even bother turning around. She knew what Tootie was looking at. That's the little shepherdess," said Flora. "The guardian of the lost sheep in light, or something. She belongs to my mother." "Right," said Tootie. She shook her head. "Well, never mind about the lamp." She took another step closer to Flora. "Where's the squirrel?" she whispered. "Upstairs," Flora whispered back. "I've come to check and see if what I think happened yesterday actually happened, or if I'm a victim of an extended hallucination." Now, boys and girls, a hallucination is when you see things in your mind, or you might even think you see things, but they're not there. Flora looked Tootie right in the eye. She said, "Ulysses can type." "Who can type?" said Tootie. "The squirrel. He's a superhero." Tootie said, "For heaven's sake, what kind of superhero types?" It was a good and also slightly disturbing point. How exactly was a typing squirrel going to fight back villains? And change the world? "George!" shouted Flora's mother. "It's not Pop," Flora shouted back. "It's Mrs. Teakum." There was a silence from the kitchen, and then Flora's mother came into the living room with a big, fake adult smile plastered on her face. "Mrs. Tickman," she said, "what a lovely surprise. What can we do for you?" Tootie smiled a big fake adult smile back. "Oh," she said, "I just came to pay Flora a visit." "Who?" "Flora," said Tootie. "Your daughter." "Really?" said Flora's mother. "You came to see Flora?" "I'll be right back," said Flora. She ran out of the living room and through the dining room. What a truly extraordinary lamp," she heard Tootie say. "Oh, do you like it?" said Flora's mother. "Ha," thought Flora. And then she was out of the dining room and into the kitchen. Sorry, someone's at the door. She ripped the paper out of the typewriter and looked down at the words. They were absolutely no hallucination. "Holy begumba," said Flora. A loud scream echoed through the house. Flora took the paper and shoved it down in front of her pajamas and ran back into the living room. Ulysses was sitting on the top of Marianne. Or rather, he was trying to sit on top of Marianne. His feet were scrabbling to gain purchase on the little shepherdess's pink-flowered lampshade. He paused in his efforts and looked at Flora in an apologetic and hopeful way, and then he returned to wobbling back and forth. "Oh, my goodness," said Tootie. "How did it get in here?" shouted Flora's mother. "It just came flying down the stairs." "Yes," said Tootie. She gave Flora a meaningful look. "Flying. It's absolutely scared the living daylights out of me and Mrs. Tickman. We screamed." "We did," said Tootie. "We screamed. There's just no end to this excitement. If that squirrel breaks my lamp, I don't know what I'll do. Mary Ann is very, very precious to me." "Mary Ann," said Tootie. "I'll just get him off the lamp, okay?" said Flora. She put out her hand. "Don't touch it!" screamed her mother. "It has diseases." And here's a picture of that lamp. And if you take a look very closely, there is the squirrel, Ulysses, right there. The doorbell, as if it was echoing Flora's mother's advice, buzzed its terrible warning buzz. Flora and her mother and Tootie all turned. A small voice called out. The voice said, "Great Aunt Tootie?" And that's the chapter. Good place to stop. Little suspenseful, right? Next chapter is called chapter 17. It's called I Smell Squirrel. Let's see if there's a sneak peek, because I know you guys like those sneak peeks. Oh, there is a new character, and this is what the character looks like. Okay, you know what you need to do. I hope you've been doing it, even though you haven't heard my read-alouds. Go ahead and read at least 20 minutes. It's Mother's Day, so if you listen to this, you can skip today. Spend time with your mom. That's more important. Okay? Okay, I'm out of here. Talk to you later. Bye.